What's up, ugly ass niggas? This your boy J Miles, and I am back with another video. And you know what to do. If you're new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking, but most importantly, make sure you share it with your ugly ass friends. On today's video, we will be covering Power, Book 3, Raising Kanan, and this one right here is part 5 of the Who Killed Famous 10-part series. As you know, if you've been following the channel, you know I've been doing a 10-part series to breaking down all of the characters that could have possibly taken out your boy Famous. This is part 5, and if you haven't reviewed the previous 4, I advise you to go ahead and take a look at them so that you won't, you can be kind of up to speed of who's already been analyzed and stuff like that. You can make your decision on them, and also it can kind of give you up to speed of how the tactics that I'm using to kind of make my decision on whether or not I think this person is our guy or our girl, because some of these people are women. But and speaking of women, today's character that we'll be dealing with this time is that woman, the woman of all women, your girl Raquel Thomas, aka the Devil of Southside. Now, as we know, our girl Rock is a bad mother ucker, right? She don't play around, and when it comes down to what needs to be done, she's always the person that steps up, even when others may hesitate because of them having a conscience. It's like she don't really have a conscience. She like, hey, it needs to be done, get it done. It's only one time really we can kind of think of that she kind of held back a little bit and actually showed some emotion and then do something that could maybe later on possibly come back and bite her. We never know. And that's the time that she let Symphony live, because remember, she had made a decision that she was going to take him out, but in the midst of her having him at gunpoint, she could have taken him out from a distance. Obviously, she decided not to do it. So, but anyways, if you've been paying attention, I've been dealing with 3 key components to deal with whether or not I think the characters may have possibly did it. So we're going to go ahead and get into that with your girl Rock. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into it. So, Raquel Thomas, we know that the 3 components that I've been identifying that I think needs to be fulfilled in order to be the trigger man or trigger woman, it needs to match these 3 things, and that is motive, storyline. Motive is number 1. Number 2 is the timeline, like, because we know that Famous was killed within a particular time range, more than likely the same night he got out, I think. But and also the last one, of course, is the storyline. Does this make a great storyline? Because of course these writers are only going to, they're only going to go with something that matches a good storyline, more than likely, so they're not going to go with something that doesn't necessarily make a good storyline. So now let's just go ahead and dig into whether our girl Raquel Thomas feels those same all 3 of these categories, right? 1 second. Battery getting low, people. So, but yeah, like I was saying, does she feel these 3 categories? Number 1, motive. In my opinion, absolutely. She does feel in that particular spot for motive. Because her motive would be that she's trying to eliminate anybody that could potentially be a loose end to, you know, the Detective Howard situation. Because I said D-Wiz because Famous was one of the few people that actually kind of figured it out. I mean, we didn't see him on screen say, "Oh, so Detective Howard is your dad," to Kanan, but let's be real, he kind of figured it out. Like if he really thought about it, put 2 and 2 together, he could have figured it out that was his dad. And of course, we know Rock doesn't want anyone knowing about that. So that could be a motive she has to want to take him out. But if you ask me, I kind of don't think that's quite strong enough for her to want to take out another best friend of Kanan. And let's just go ahead and get into the main reason why, for the people that's saying that is Rock, think that is Rock. I mean, let's be real. The only reason why people think that it's potentially Rock is this here.
Be mess after mess to clean up. This shit, Buck 20, D-Wiz, bodies everywhere, all cause of your shit.
D-Wiz?
You don't know shit, Kanan. You just don't. Yeah, I killed him. I took out D-Wiz to save you.
So, yeah. So, as we know, she took out D-Wiz, Kanan's best friend, his other best friend, because ultimately he was the sacrifice to keep Kanan alive. Y'all know the story, so I'm not going to really waste too much time speaking on that. So that is the reason that a lot of people think, okay, Rock is responsible for Famous. They're thinking that, you know, a snake don't shit, you know, basically a snake. I was thinking of a saying, but I can't even think of it right anyway. But anyways, they're saying is the dog don't learn new tricks. You know what I'm saying? Basically, she did it once, she gonna do it again. Because Rock is selfish and she only cares about what benefits her. So, but I don't think that's necessary. This is the thing. First off, Rock wouldn't do to something herself. She may send somebody else out, but something as delicate as that, she wouldn't do it herself. She'll send somebody else to possibly do it. But as I've been telling y'all on my channel, I actually think Rock doesn't have anything to do with this. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of y'all disagree with me, and that's fine. But in my opinion, I don't think Rock has anything to do with the death of Famous. However, I will say this, that does raise some suspicion. And that is, Rock hasn't spoken about Famous this entire season so far. Like we've gotten 5 episodes so far, and all of the other main characters has mentioned him except Rock. Could this be the reason because she's the one took him out and she's just not bringing it up? Or they just, you know, she just so happened to not have a reason to mention him. I don't exactly know. But anyways, number 2, the timeline, which is, I think, is what knocks Rock out for sure, as far as pulling the trigger herself, at least. Because let's think about it. We know that Famous was killed more than likely shortly after he was released from prison. That's what it seems like to me. Now, we could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. Maybe it was a little bit after that. But I just think Rock was so tied up with dealing with the situation with trying to save Kanan, getting the money from Stefano, visiting Snap and Pop, trying to deal with the Howard situation, trying to set up Marvin. I feel like she had way too much on her hands to do it herself. But like I said, that doesn't quite rule out her getting someone else to do it. But in my opinion, I don't think she had nothing to do with it. And lastly, we can go ahead and go with possibly, go ahead and go with the storyline. Now, could this make a very intriguing storyline? Sure, because I think I've been already saying it myself, is that something has to happen to separate Rock and Kanan. Like, Kanan has to become the face of the show eventually, and I believe that this season is the start of it. So they got to get Rock out of the way. So in order to get Rock out of the way, you got to get Kanan to push her out of the way, whether that's taking her out, her going to prison, or leaving, whichever it takes. But something, something very big has to happen in order to, create separation between Rock and Kanan. So her taking out his best friend again would do that. Also, I would say, but for me, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of a little lazy for them to have her do it twice. Like, since she already took out D-Wiz, because let's be real. Let's break this down too. Her taking out D-Wiz, even though it was messed up, it's kind of justified a little bit, because basically she was given the choice, her son or his best friend. And let's be real, we all know, if as a parent, what what you're gonna choose. It's unfortunate, and I'm sure she didn't like it, but hey, it had to be done. That is Rock. She does what needs to be done. But with Famous, could this one right here kind of be avoided? Yeah, but at the same time, Kanan might see this one differently, because this didn't directly affect him. You know what I'm saying? Howard been around don't hurt Kanan. It might hurt Rock's reputation if they can find out that, she had a child by a cop, or, it could possibly damage Marvin, but it won't hurt Kanan really. But killing Famous would. So that's pretty much, I think that pretty much covers what we have to say about Rock. Because she, in a way, I gotta say, in a way, she does check all three boxes. I gotta say that. So we got the first one that checks all three boxes. In my opinion, it doesn't like get 5 stars for all 3 boxes, but it's pretty strong. Like, she has a pretty strong case that it could be Rock. But lastly, my bad, before I get out here, back to the image, that what we think will be the assassination of your boy Famous. In my opinion, that hand looks very masculine, so I think that eliminates her, in my opinion, if this is indeed the scene of Famous death. So that right there shows that it's not her pulling the trigger, but did she set it up? Y'all let me know in the comments. But pretty much that's all I got for y'all as far as this particular video. So definitely let me know in the comments for those of y'all that believe that it was Rock, or she may have potentially had something to do with it. Go ahead and hit the comment section and let me know all of your theories on why you believe she is involved. you know, like usual, if you're cool with me, fool with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave a like, comment, let me know what you're thinking. But most importantly, make sure you share with your glad friends. But until the next video, I'm out.